Orthodox Moor. What a great name. What are your thoughts of the Quranists at the park and Quranism in general? I don't think it's authentic Islam in the classical sense. So my view is that the thing that we call the Quran, Muhammad gave these revelations, and they were written down and people tried to remember them. And those revelations were bigger and greater in number than the corpus that we now find in this Quran. So in other words, parts of the Quran were lost and don't exist, you know, like that verse that was eaten by the sheep, or the bits that Muslims themselves testified to in the hadiths of being lost. If we take the hadith literature seriously, classical Islam, there was this thing called proto-Islam that was based around a warlord that we'll call Muhammad, though that actually could just be a title as opposed to a name. So there was this warlord that, for the want of another name, we're going to call Muhammad. And this warlord gave revelations that Muslims, the early Muslim community, treat as real. And he formed a community, and he formed it around some basic practices. But it wasn't clear even to the earliest Muslims which of those practices were essential or not. So when Muhammad died, you have the wars about zakat, because lots of Muslims didn't see that as being something that had to continue beyond Muhammad's lifetime. And so in this conflict, you start to see the development of classical Islam. And as Islam goes through history and it fights amongst itself and it comes into conflict with itself, as well as coming into conflict with its opponents, particularly the Byzantine and Zoroastrian empires, Muslims are forced to do some reflection work, and they're forced to think about, you know, what do we think about this? What do we do about this? And they end up having to link this back to Muhammad, and so they start to create hadiths to do that. The perfect example being Rajam, the stoning, which is a verse not found in the Quran. Stoning for adultery, it's not found in the Quran. The Quranic punishment is lashing for adultery. But Muslims had conquered a land in which stoning adulterers was very popular, and lots of those people were becoming Muslim, and so they take that opinion into Islam, and then Muslims have to somehow reconcile the fact that we've got this popular punishment that everyone likes to do and thinks is just, but we can't find it in the Quran. So they invent a hadith that explains why it's not in the Quran, but why Muslims can do it. And Islam goes through and it kind of crystallizes into what we understand. And I think the real inheritors of that classical Islam is Sunni Islam as opposed to Shia Islam. I think that Shia Islam is just the Persians sticking two fingers up at the Arabs and saying, right, we'll have your religion, but we're going to break it and make it our own. And then the Quranists emerge very recently in Islamic history, and they recognize the historical development of Islam. They recognize the spurious nature of hadiths. They recognize that hadiths are incredibly problematic, and they attempt to reform Islam by dumping this hugely problematic system that's connected to core traditional Islam of the hadiths, bearing in mind that Muslims themselves can't agree which hadiths to use. I mean, Shias and Sunni use different hadiths. There's no agreement amongst them which ones they use. And obviously, depending on which set of hadiths you use, you're going to interpret the Quran very differently. And as a way of getting around that very problematic situation, the Quranists go, well, let's just use the Quran, which intellectually is a good move. But from a historical point of view, it is a complete abrogation of what classical Islam is. And Dr. Lycona has arrived. So that is the last of these questions. If you bear with us 1 second. I just want to say to Orthodox Moor, who I see in the chat, I would like to arrange a debate with you. I know that you're a Quran-only Muslim, and that you reject the hadiths. So I would like to talk to you about both of those things, because I think that as a Quran only Muslim, brother, you're still in danger. Oh, your soul is still in danger, it's still in jeopardy. And whilst a Quran only version of Islam is definitely better than a Hadith Quran version of Islam, it's still not great. I mean, the Quran intrinsically teaches injustice. So it doesn't need the Hadiths. It's just that the Hadiths double down and make it worse. And so I would like to challenge Orthodox Moor at some point to a debate, if he is happy to.
Yeah, peace. What it is your brother Tavon Swain, aka the Orthodox Moor, aka the Seven Pillar Saracen. And just to be clear, Bob, I would be more than happy to debate you on those topics. More than happy to. I am a moderator at a channel called Debate Talk for You. I moderate debates over there on YouTube and whatnot. I just got done moderating like 3 debates for Vocab Blood, I believe. I know you recently had them on your panel. I would love to do some 2 moderated debates over there, if you're willing. I prefer to do moderated debates versus just going on someone's channel and just going back and forth or whatnot. But yeah, as I understand it, you want to debate these topics. Is Quranism authentic Islam, which I would be more than happy to debate with you. And again, as I understand it, is the Quran inherently or intrinsically unjust, or does it inherently teach injustice, etc., whatnot? Again, I would be more than happy to have those debates with you. However, after debates, I'd also, like Vocab told you, I like to have dialogues and whatnot. And so I would love to come on your channel and also on my channel, if you're willing, and have a dialogue on Quranism versus radical Islam. I'm sure after the debates, you'll have a better understanding of my view of Islam from the Quran, etc., whatnot. And I think you would find that conversation to be very, very intriguing, particularly based upon something you said last night on your stream, where you were saying that you believe that when I asked the question about working together against extremism, you said that you believe that Christians should work to shoulder up the reformist in Islam and whatnot. So I think this would be a good conversation based upon that concept, dialogue on Quranism versus radical Islam and whatnot. But with that, yes, family, please stay tuned, because coming soon to a debate platform near you, you have the Orthodox Moor versus Bob the Builder coming up. Tentatively on the topics of is the Quran intrinsically unjust, and also is Quranism an authentic form of Islam? I'm pretty sure that's what he wants to debate. So that's why I say tentatively. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to debate those topics. So with that, family, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. I'll leave y'all with a little tune right quick. But with that, I say peace and love.